2 week, not even like maybe 8 days before I went to the Masters Nationals in 2021. I got a video and it's on my Instagram of me with the 160s, and just like you said, Ron, it doesn't count the
handle.
The handle, but I took these orange Elite FTS bands and I dangled and I put 2 10s on each side, and so I bought them up to 180 plus, and I repped out like 10 to 12 of those. Now, halo testing works, people. It's a halo testing's a powerful drug.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to Blood, Sweat, and Gear with coaches Skip Hill, Andrew Barry, myself, Scott McNally, and we are joined again by Big Ron Partlow.
How's it
What's
going?
up, Ron?
Very happy to be here.
Hey, pleasure to have you, Ron. Pleasure to have you.
Yeah. You're a smart group. I just want to be associated with you fellas.
Guys, all of our programming is brought to you by TrueNutrition.com. Use our code THINK over there for savings on all your basic bodybuilding supplements like protein, creatine, intro workout, all that stuff. And of course, we are brought to you by SupplementSource.ca for Canadians. They have great deals that change week to week. And hey, you go to IamMutant.com and use code Big Ron for savings over there. And
avoid
of course,
people.
That's Ron's new thing: is avoid people. Buy it online. Avoid people.
Avoid people.
Never have to see anyone.
Yeah.
And we're brought to you by Patreon, guys. I put up a thread today. We've got Patreon questions. We've got a physique critique, and I wanted to start this thing out with a topic. I look at our demographic on the channel, and although we do have a lot of the guys that are like the 24 to 34. We also have a lot of the guys that are like the 44, whatever, 34 to 44, and then the guys beyond that even. So I thought it'd be a great conversation to have. How has our bodybuilding evolved as we've aged? You know, at the end of the day, if you freaking love this sport and it's something that you want to keep doing, you're not going to continue doing what you did when you were 22 years old. So I thought we could just share some tips, and maybe I could learn something from you guys. And maybe part of this is because I'm going to be honest, I'm getting older. My birthday's coming up this next weekend. So I'm kind of like feeling the age, you know what I'm saying? But I'm starting to embrace being the old guy. I know, Skip, you've been the old guy since you were like 32.
Yeah, for a while. For a while.
Yeah. So I why don't we start with our guest host? And Ron, last time you were on, you were very chill, all right? Listen, This is a critique. This is like producer's critique. You were very chill, you know. You were like very like I'm just going to
step on a bunch of toes, you know.
We gotta get the energy up today, you know. You gotta redeem yourself a little bit, you know.
No,
what I mean?
Okay. I didn't realize I'd put in a lackluster performance.
Yeah.
She didn't say anything.
We
didn't say anything. I thought I did all right.
Redeem himself.
She said, I was close, but I wasn't quite where I needed to be.
Are you having a conversation with your wife right now, or where are we going here?
No.
I thought I did pretty good, but
I'm back to finish the job, gentlemen. How's that? Hey.
Yes.
Well, how do we want to break it up? Do we want to start like with training, approach to nutrition, approach to supplementation, PEDs? What do you think the best way to do it is?
I'm thinking just one thing that you can think of off the top of your head. We could go around, and I bet you that as we go, that's going to spark some thoughts for others. You know what I mean?
I got one right off the bat. All of my supplements are about not dying. None of them are about performance.
Right.
Yeah.
I just want to wake up tomorrow.
Yeah, like my like whole shelf of supplements, it's gone from like maximizing everything. I got the creatine and protein powder in there, but everything else is about like health.
Yeah.
But now, are you taking the creatine more for sleep than for actual anabolic?
Yeah, right. You're taking like cognitive
ability,
enhancement. I'm trying to fight dementia as I age. Yeah. The extra rep is just a nice side effect.
Yeah.
You said something in the opening, Scott, that kind of made me perk up about loving training and loving bodybuilding and everything else. I think my position has shifted more toward it's obligatory, because as bad as I look when I do train, I look like dog shit when I don't train.
You're stuck with it. Huh?
Yeah, it's less about passion and it's more about obligation. It's the lesser of the evils at this point. If I'm leaner and I'm training, I look a little bit younger. I certainly feel younger.
Yeah.
I can take 4 or 5 days off, shelf it if I'm on vacation or something, seeing the kids, and I'm not kidding. I feel 20 years older.
Yeah.
Things start to ache. even just a diet. And I'm one of those guys. I'm all or none. If I'm not training, I'm not eating. I'm not necessarily Uber eating, 6 times a day with burgers and that's like, but I'll just not eat. I'm tired of eating. I'm tired of looking at the clock.
Yeah.
I'm tired of everything that everybody loves. We all love when we first start doing it. But here's the thing. Go back in the gym, and I don't want to be anywhere else. So it becomes, now, I want people to understand that I'm not saying that I don't have passion for it and I don't love it. It's just shifted to this very novel, I can't wait to get to the gym. I'm going to get bigger. Every rep that I do, I'm going to get bigger.
Right.
To now it's part of what I do. I have to do it. It's therapy.
Yeah.
And I'm not me without doing it. So there are those days when I go, I got shit to do. I got a lot of crap to do. But I have to have my meals on time. I got to stay in this familiar comfort zone so that I feel grounded. And if I'm not there, I'm a giant. Been with my wife for 32 years. She'll tell you. My kids might tell you. I'm a mess. I'm an absolute fucking mess.
What is this then?
What? Where am I now? You mean? Are you training now or are you not training now?
Somewhat put together. Yeah.
Yeah, right.
And I'm not, for what it's worth. I do have 2 reasons. I literally had to force myself out of the gym 2 days ago because every time I go back in, my eyes are getting better. But since the show, I have had either a bacterial infection in both eyes or styes that will not, like it was taking up half of my face. I'd wake up and it looked like someone went right on my eye. It would be stuck to the top and the bottom, and I'd be like pulling on it like it's disgusting.
It sounds like you should
Absolutely
get that looked at.
nasty.
Nah,
Might be time for medical intervention.
Just stop training a couple days. You'll be good.
No, but here's what happened. I noticed it would get worse because it was getting better. I go into the gym and I train, and I don't know what the hell it is, whether it's pressure or whatever, but it would just literally just make it worse.
That's
but
weird.
the bigger reason is my rotator. My right rotator cuff's bothering me.
Oh,
Nice.
So it's pretty bad when an eye infection won't take you out of the gym, even though you realize it. But your shoulder's getting in the way of you training, so now you got to rest it.
Yeah.
yeah.
I can relate to all that.
I'm going to kind of echo Ron's sentiment about supplements, but more guided towards the PED side of things. Like for me now, PEDs are more, it's how very little can I take and maintain at least a certain type of look or a certain type of performance. And then the choices are also not based off of, no longer is it Anadrol versus Superdrol today. It's more like, am I going to take Mot-C or am I going to take an extra dose of methylene blue, something that's going to improve my cognition or my overall longevity and health. And I just think as you get older, echoing, Ron's sentiment about supplements for health versus anabolism, I think you try to program your PEDs the same way. Like for me, I want to have consistently good blood work all the time. I don't want to see red on my sheet anymore. So a lot of my decisions are based off of that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm going in for my what is it?
Well, probably your first rectal exam if you're getting, depending on your age. But
I'll be 49. I'll be 49 this year.
Oh, you're a year away from getting finger banged. Then.
They don't do that. No, Skip. They do. They've got blood work, and then they've got a box.
My doctor's lying to me.
She's not a doctor, Skip.
Yeah, that guy in the alley.
The girl with the whip and the big leather boots.
Really heavy set guy, with the hair coming out of his nose and everything else.
Yeah, come over here,
flowers.
Skip. Time for
I
your
bring him
exam.
flowers. I figure, what the hell?
Her first name is Mistress. She's not a doctor.
Yeah, I'm going in for my calcium score, so I'm a little bit nervous, for that one, but I feel like it's going to be all right. We'll find out.
Yeah, let me know what it is. I'm curious.
I will.
Yeah.
I will. And so, here's one of the things I've noticed, and this is also man, I hate using the word educator now, like everybody's an educator, but we've been doing PED education for a long time. Skip, you've been doing it longer than me, man. Like I remember listening to PED radio, while I was working for the pop company still. And my perspective on even like the cycles that I would put out there was a little bit different. Now I'm thinking about the big picture, the long term. I'm not as likely to even suggest risks. And part of it is I recognize I recognize that we can do a lot more with less than we used to think we needed. Yeah. So, you know, with more experience, it's like, you don't have to just dump it all in. I know exactly how much we need to dump in, you know, and there are times that you do need to put a little bit more in, and it's a calculated risk. So I guess that I'm better at that, but I pay a lot more attention to, you know, what those risks are. But for me personally, my training now is about, I mean, I'm happy because I'm looking better now, being consistent now again for a good chunk of time. Longest consistency I've been able to have since I had gotten sick in 2021. And I see that continuing to get better. But as much as I want that, I'm kind of thinking of it as like my insurance policy at this point. Like the longer I can hold on to muscle in my lifetime, the better off I'm going to be.
Is Ron sleeping? Oh, I thought he was sleeping.
No.
Sorry. I'm like, bro, you have to just pretend that you like what we're saying. Just feign, you know, just.
But it's like an insurance policy, right? I want to have as much muscle as I can for as long as I can. We are all way above the average. You know what I'm saying? If you ever even stepped on stage one time in your life, I bet you that you're going to be able to have more muscle when you're 50, 60, 70.
Yeah.
And having that more muscle is going to keep you more mobile in the world and, you know, less likely to get hurt and all of that. So it's funny because I didn't ever think of that stuff like in my 20s and 30s. It's like it wasn't a thought in my head at all. It was only how to get bigger, how to look crazier, you know?
I thought I'd be dead by 50. Like I didn't even plan. I'm like, I'm pretty sure I'll be in the ground.
Yeah.
And not from bodybuilding, but just that was my naivety. Like 50 is so far off that I couldn't even comprehend, like, what am I going to do? Am I going to be like in a nursing home? Or that's how my brain process things. I don't mean to give the impression like, oh, I was trying to kill myself with gear.
Yeah.
That's not what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But you make a good point.
From the streets, man.
That's right. From the streets.
I got to interrupt you guys. So I'm looking out my window, right? And there's this movement that catches my eye. And because my pool's like right out here. There's these two geckos that are going at it. The little gecko lizards. Like, like I'd never seen them have sex before. And they're literally nature channels.
Geckos.
Going right to it.
Is he on top of her from behind, or is her tail in the way? Is it belly to belly?
Yeah, how does that work?
I don't really know. Like, I think the tail.
Maybe she's in control. Maybe
I think it's also, it might be a domestic.
Wearing leather boots with a whip.
Domestic.
It might be assault because like the she keeps on pushing him away.
I don't think the animal kingdom has consent.
I don't think they do either, but
that's a human element.
I don't know if I should go out and rescue her.
What would dispatch say if you call 911 though? I think there's a gecko being sexually right now out by my pool.
Yeah, there's mine's is a scene of a crime. I'm gonna get kicked out of my house. I can't use my pool this week.
We're the only ones who get that.
Hey, how about training? And we had a great conversation last episode. I mentioned one of my clients, and we talked about him getting stronger, and we ended up getting into a pretty deep conversation about that because, you know, your take, Skip, was like, I don't know how strong you want guys to be getting when they're, you know, in their 40s and 50s. As we age, you know, there's got to be other ways around it to still be able to make progress. You know, there are a lot of guys that are still, is that include the 40s then, Skip?
I mean, here's the thing. I don't want to give the impression or imply that, you know, we don't want to go into the gym just because we're older and not train heavy. What I'm saying is it shouldn't be the main driver of, you know, I have, like there has to be this.
Yeah, you have to be able to roll with it.
Right, exactly. So it's still important and it should still be a priority, but it shouldn't be at the risk of everything else. And that's just based on primarily my experience going through those ages, but also the clients, because the older I get, my demographic, you know, like anybody else, it changes. People will see those parallels and they'll want to come and work with me because they're like, yeah, he's had some injuries. He's been around for a while. I'm a dinosaur too. I'd rather work with him than work with someone who's 25 and can't relate. Doesn't have that experience, where a 25-year-old would be like, okay, Skip's got a lot of wisdom and everything, but he's not really all that cool. He doesn't do very much. He doesn't have much to talk about other than cats and watches. So I'm going to go with this cat that's, you know, 25 years old. And, you know, those are the things, you know, people don't just come to us as trainers because of, you know, strictly for our track record and our knowledge. These days, there are a lot of good trainers. Back in the day, there weren't.
Yeah,
You were limited.
that's true.
So now you're matching up too with, you know, do I have is this person relatable? Can I have essentially maybe even a friendship, with this type of person? Do I vibe? Do we jive? Do we get along? Versus back in the day, we used to be able to tell. I mean, there are trainers who are still trying to ride this and it doesn't work. You just be shitty to your clients and tell them what to do and tell them to F off. And I told you what to do. This is what you do. Dropping the hammer. It's like, it doesn't work that way anymore. It shouldn't have worked that way back then, but you could get away with things like that. You could be a total ass, but people would want to work with you. Now there's this giant sea of turds. They can pick and choose. There's a lot of people who know what they're doing. There's a lot of people who don't know what they're doing.
All right. Did we give them anything? Did we?
No.
No?
Not at all.
All right.
No.
That's the way I felt too. But
Are we
hey,
supposed to?
it is. We all vented about getting older.
Right,
I guess
exactly.
That's what it
Exactly.
That's what it was. Andrew, you look like you're thinking of something. You got anything you wanted to throw in there?
I was going to come up with a nice soliloquy, just putting it all together, but
You're good. All right.
Yeah.
Well, let's talk about this then. Did you guys hear about the new Olympia qualifications? Dane just brought that up.
Yes.
I saw
Yeah,
that.
for men's
mentioned
physique
today.
and classic, right?
And bikini.
And bikini.
Is
So
that
they're
what
going
it's
back
for?
to a point system.
Sort of, yes. So you want me to read it to you?
Yeah, you got it?
No.
Yeah,
I
pull
got it
that
right
up,
here.
man. Yeah. Let's see. What are they
Because
saying?
I've been looking at it a couple times today. So system for classic physique, men's physique, bikini, and wellness. So the top 25 in the point standings qualify for the Olympia, all right? There's automatic qualifications for the Olympia if you win 2 contests, all right? So for people that don't follow those divisions as much, there's a lot more classic and bikini shows and men's physique shows than there are open bodybuilding. There's certainly more than 212. There's certainly more than women's physique. Because they're the more popular divisions, they turn to, at most of the pro qualifiers, 2 people turn pro in each class at a lot of them, okay?
Yeah.
But for the Olympia, top 3 get an automatic qualification. If you get 4th, you get 12 points. If you get 5th, you get 10 points. So you're starting off with a pretty nice, stacked deck right there. Because if you look at like the Arnold Classic, which is now the Arnold, the Pittsburgh, and the New York, the Romania Muscle Fest, and the Dubai Pro would be considered a second-tier show.
Okay.
Winner gets automatic qualification, and then the points go 14, 11, 9, and 7 for 2, 3, 4, and 5. And then all other bodybuilding shows, all other contests, whether it's the, like this weekend we have the Florida Pro, and a couple weeks ago we had the Tampa Pro. If you win that, you get 10 points. If you get second, you get 4. If you get third, you get 3. You get fourth, you get 2. You get fifth, you get 1. So let's just say, I'm just trying to remember how many shows there were. I think there's like 45 opportunities for girls to win, say, pro bikini shows, right? Usually someone like Ashley Kay will come in and win like 5 of them. And then there's another couple girls that'll come and win 2 or 3 in that season. So you're eliminating, 25% of the shows right off the bat, right? So the point system, I think, is going to be nice. What I would like to see, so it gives someone like my wife a shot, is if you win 2, you can't compete anymore. I would really like to see that, because then Ashley Kay and some of the other athletes, and honestly, and I see both sides, because it's like, well, you're a professional athlete and your job is to win and make money at these contests. So I get it. But I just want to see my wife make it once, just once.
Heck yeah. I always feel like the qualifications like that have pushed people to do more shows, which is good for the audience too, because it's kind of fun to be able to root for guys that might not have necessarily won, that you want to see keep doing better. And I'm like, oh man, he's only X amount of points away, but this guy's only X amount of points away. So if he gets second and he gets third, they're both going to the Olympia, or one of these guys is going to push the other one out. Kind of, I think that makes it a lot more interesting.
It does make it a lot more exciting towards the end of the qualification season, because I can remember specific situations when they did the point system. I think they did away with it about 4 or 5 years ago, where we were watching those scores to see, oh, is she going to get it? Oh, no, she got it. Holy crap, she came up with a great package that day, and she moved up by 1 place. So it is interesting. I think it does add a little bit more excitement to the division with the points. It's kind of like NASCAR, right? It's kind of similar in terms of, where you're starting in the pack based off the points. Yeah, but obviously, making the Olympia is still an honor. And I know people will say, well, I don't want to sit there and watch 50 classic guys and 50 bikini, but it's like it's still the same percentage of athletes making it to the Olympia that would have made it in the 1980s, 1990s. It's just our sport and the personnel in it have grown that much. You know, like I was talking to Judge Bill Sibilio the other day about all the pro cards that are given away, and he's like, "Hey, listen, if you look actually at the numbers, because I thought it was a little excessive. North Americans gives away like 127 pro cards." And he's like, if you look at the actual numbers, it's still 1.6% of all athletes that join the NPC get a pro card per year, which is right on point with where it was 15 years ago, 10 years ago.
When you look at that percentage, I mean, gosh, it's because you always hear that people, oh, they're just giving them away nowadays. But yeah, when you look at that percentage, it's like that's not a lot of. There's a lot of people walking away without a pro card out of every national show. Then you know,
his point was that it was similar to like NFL football players. You know, out of the college athlete pool, about 1 to 1.5% go pro and actually have a career. So
I love that video with the breakdown of football.
Yeah.
The actual stats, like we have this many players in bantam, we have this many players in high school, and they break it down all the way to the NFL, and then who actually plays more than 3 seasons, and like, and it's just astounding how
it shows you how good you have to be.
Oh God,
to have a even mediocre career for longer than 3 years.
Even to play one reel down of a regular season game, you're in like decimal point percentage territory.
You know, when people say like, oh, let's say so-and-so's a journeyman backup quarterback and like, oh, he sucks, I wouldn't want him on my team. It's like, he's still one of the 64 best in the world at his position, and he's probably making 8 to 10 per year, 8 to 10 million per year. And he's got his knees and joints still. He's not getting beat up every game. So honestly, being a backup quarterback is probably the best job in the world.
Some of those guys low-key make good money and they just retire healthy.
Yeah, exactly. I think it takes far less of a qualification to live vicariously on social media through these big names and then trash them when they don't perform at the level that you want them to from the couch while you're stuffing your face with Cheetos with one hand and Mountain Dew or a really cheap beer with the other hand.
It kind of sounds like bodybuilding, except for it'd be like protein shakes and
right.
You know.
Yeah, exactly.
I was thinking about this too, by the way. You know, as far as people who troll. I remembered back because I was editing It's Just Bodybuilding This Morning run, and our topic was 5 bodybuilders. Is that one of
your podcasts?
Yeah.
Other podcasts? Yeah,
okay. Rod knows about it.
Oh, my bad. Sorry, Rod.
The topic was 5 bodybuilders that you should follow for their training, and the section about Nick Walker, I remembered when I interviewed him like way back when he was like he had just gotten into like high intensity training, and where they're doing like progressive overload, like 1-2 set type thing. And I remember him saying that he noticed his joints didn't hurt as much with that as when he did more volume. And people in the comments were tearing him up. Like he can't, my point is no matter what you do, if you're good, you can't win. Yeah. Because at that point he was like, yeah, I'm going really heavy to hard failure for 1 to 2 sets, and I'm finding that it's a lot less wear and tear in my body. And people are like, that's BS. You know, if he's going that heavy, that's got to be much more, straining on his joints than if you were to do multiple sets. And so and now he's still getting called out. So it's like no matter what, man.
I mean, someone like Nick's always going to get picked apart, and someone's going to always have an opinion. You either love Nick or you hate him, right? And I feel like the ones that hate him love to hate him more than the ones that love him. And they're the more vocal ones. But the other thing I want to say about Nick is it also shows his evolution with his training, because he doesn't just do that anymore. He's now evolved to a point where he's doing multiple sets. Sometimes we'll call it reps in reserve, but he has kind of thresholds and whatnot. And the dude is still progressing.
Yeah, but now the thing is like, that's BS. The training he's doing now isn't what built him. And
is it not akin to a plane landing in a third world country, and you get out with all this food, and then the kid comes up with the flies on his eyes? He goes, I don't want that. Like that, no. Like, I'm trying to give you food. I'm trying to help. I don't want that. Yeah. I don't want that. I want something that, like, it's so bizarre, the thought process, that sometimes I just can't wrap my brain around it. You would think that the people listening would be hungry, and you're trying to feed them, arguably maybe a little attention, because you're trying to get exposure and everything else too, for your brand, for your name, whatever. The point is, you're trying to feed them and they don't want the food. It's not good enough.
If you remember back, because all of us here were on the message boards, and maybe, hopefully, most of our listeners got the experience of message boards. Maybe our younger ones didn't, but the message boards were different because you kind of just shut the F up and listened and read and interpreted and you gleaned the good points from it and tried it out in the gym without your opinion and that's the difference of social media today is everyone has their own account where they can, post and answer and put all their own replies onto things. Whereas back then it's like, when I first started out in the forums, I was afraid to type anything. So I'm like, oh, this guy's going to think I'm an idiot if I'm asking this question. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
No question.
No challenge. I'm just asking a question, but I didn't want it to be taken the wrong way. So you know what? I'm just going to sit and wait until he talks about it some more.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But you don't have to be respected in the community anymore because social media is not a community. I used to get on
it's a
Adam
bus
McVeigh
station.
big time. Yeah, he'd be like, oh, echo chamber this, echo chamber that. I'm like, oh, shut the fuck up because it's Adam. You know what I mean? I just dismiss half of what he said anyway. But it really is because the message boards were part of a community. You wanted to belong to the community, so you wanted to be respected. Yep. And most of the time, that was to shut up because if you didn't and you got blasted, I mean, a good example is Adam.
Yeah.
Lil Arnold. No one knew Lil Arnold back on the message boards other than just being kind of a lil troll. Yep. But yet on social media, he thrived in that environment. So
that's true.
We can all have our opinions. Everybody's allowed to give their opinion. Then you have to just go back to, well, do I find it on the receiving end? Not me, but anybody on the receiving end. Do I find that it provides any value? And that's really where we are because everybody can give their opinion. We don't want them to, but there are people who don't want me to give my opinion. So it is what it is.
I tend to remind people, like in situations, if someone's going back and forth with me, I tend to remind them, you follow me, not the other way around.
Exactly.
And you're entitled to your opinion, but I'm just saying, like, this is my page or
Mm-hmm.
this is my show or whatever it is, and just give them a healthy reminder of that.
Yep.
Hey, what about this question we got from Kate D'Annunzio over at Patreon? She says, what's the weirdest adjustment that you've made late in prep that actually worked? Something that you never would have thought of at the start, yourself or a client, and what were the circumstances?
Things, like major changes, like kind of wholesale changes. That's what you're looking for here.
Oh, I got one.
Something big. Is that what you mean? Not a little tweak.
Yeah, it could be small if it's something that maybe provided something for you that you didn't expect.
Well, I mean, I've told people you have to change all your gears fake. There's something going on.
Oh.
There's that. Like I've had that and had it be obviously right. Like 2 weeks into their new brand, they're like rapidly changing. Like, first week in, 4 pounds down. It's like, okay, here we go. Like all your stuff is shit. Like whatever brand you're taking, just get rid of everything. And so that's one would be like common. And cutting cardio out. Like I've had people where I'm just like, just take your cardio out. I can't stand all this. There's something fucked up about your body. You're a stress case. You're just a mess. I just want you to stop cardio and get some sleep.
Yeah.
Like just stop cardio for a week and just sleep in a bit more and let's just see what happens. And then all of a sudden it's like 4 pounds down, dry ankles. Yep. Mm-hmm. It's like, oh my God, you're just like a cortisone bag of not sleeping and overdoing everything and mentally just stressing yourself the fuck out. So yeah, that's a couple.
Yeah.
But they're not surprising to us, I think.
But I think the caveat is what was surprising to you maybe the first time you tried it with someone or the first time you did it.
Because you think, cut cardio, that's less, they're going to burn less calories. And like, but like sometimes it's just like,
I'm thinking of, there's been a couple times where, traditionally people are expecting to be carved up into a show, right? Mm. And I went with my gut and didn't give them a single gram of carbohydrates the Friday before the show. And it's not because we rapidly front-loaded. It's just that, you know what? They look better flat. They got better separation.
Really good when we do those low-carb days. He looks really good the next morning.
Exactly.
You look at the photos again, you're like, look, he's dry as shit in the legs in the morning. We got to look like that.
I'm one of those guys.
Are you?
Extension? Yeah, I am. And that was agreed upon by my trainer as well. Like, okay, I'm like, yeah. And also because of distension. There are guys in the Masters who, I don't want to say a lot, but enough to note that arguably don't tolerate very aggressive loading for that reason, whether it be distension or being more watery. Age plays a part in that to some degree, and I can't put my finger on exactly what it is, but it does.
Right.
One of the things that I wasn't surprised by, I'm not surprised by as a trainer, but a lot of clients are, and that is later in a cut phase or later in a prep, when you start to add back, you've literally, I don't want to say squash their metabolism, but you've milked it as much as you can. You have to start bringing calories up, and they are blown away that the incremental changes sometimes can be relatively big, and they're getting leaner.
Oh yeah.
Not only leaner than leaner to the amount of calories they're taking, but leaner and progressing better than they were the last few weeks when the calories
Right, when you're
were
pushing
real
really
low.
hard. Yeah.
And that comes back to the cardio as well. Sometimes you can drop that cardio, and it's actually beneficial that they're not metabolically losing out on those calories. They may fill out a little bit. They look a little better. They look a little tighter.
Aldosterone drops.
Sure.
Their stress hormones go down. They get drier. Like cutting cardio out and then having someone lose weight is just like, whenever I do that to someone, I'm like, oh man, yeah. It's like, goes against what you'd expect, but they're drying out, right? They're not getting leaner all of a sudden. They're just drying.
Right.
Something's going on. There's a stress, you know?
Leg training becomes a little bit better.
Yeah, yeah.
Legs look a little fuller.
Plus, they get an extra hour of sleep. Like, get
True.
a nap. They fucking, you know?
I'd say that's one of the biggest things I can think of, the counterintuitive stuff. I can think of like peaking, and the first time that you try adding more water back in and they look harder and drier.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because you get to that point where somebody's getting too dry, they are flattening out. There's that first time that you try it, you're like, I feel like we've been pulling a lot of water and they just look worse. It's like, we can't add water back in. Like, there's that thing in your brain telling you that, you know, until it works.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
And quickly.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Add food,
If
that's
within
one
20
thing.
minutes.
You got to wait a minute. But you add water
20
20
minutes.
minutes, you're going to, if you're not seeing something, you probably need more.
I don't know about you guys, but the first, when I get pictures first thing in the morning, or even if I have an inkling that that's happening, I'm like, 200 milliliters of water, just go drink that. Send me more pictures in 15 to 20 minutes. And then that'll tell me if we're on the right path to add a little bit more water, or nope, it's not the water. We need to go a different direction.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, you'll see it fast. She had a few of them. She said, what's the lesson prep teaches you about life outside of bodybuilding that you wish you learned earlier in life?
You won't get what you put into it.
Yeah, that's the most obvious one. You get what you put into it.
No, I was going to say you don't get what you put into it.
You don't?
Oh, you
Just,
don't.
I'm saying this. I'm saying
it's like a disproportionate amount of effort for a little trophy.
Yeah, but and you just need to be okay with that and understand that there's more intrinsic benefits
is the goal
versus winning your class or your pro card.
It's not about the end result.
Yeah,
It's about the work along the way.
Yeah, I mean,
It's not the destination.
And the friends you made. No,
I learned that I was capable of doing anything that I was willing to just freaking put my mind to and keep going with. You know what I mean? That there's going to be those days that you're not seeing the results, but you have that faith that I'm still doing the right thing, and you just keep doing that right thing, right? And eventually it turns into something.
I think that I like Ethan's comment. Being on low calories makes me realize how easy it is to spend money.
I was just gonna say that because it's so true. Your Amazon goes up 20 times what it does when you're in the off season.
Yeah. Shit, I forgot what I was gonna say now.
Oh, no.
Oh yeah, I think one of the things prep taught me looking back, and I think it's a personality trait now that's in me, that I've had people comment on in an interested way. They're like, the thing I've had people say this to me, family, people really close to me. One thing I like about you is you don't have time. You don't make time for anything you don't give a shit about. You just do what you want to do. What do you want to do? Just what I'm doing with my day.
Is that a complaint or a compliment?
It's like a compliment. They were like, I do all these things
because I've gotten that and it hasn't been a compliment. It's gone the other way.
Well, maybe they're dressing it up.
Yeah,
they're dressing it up, but they're like, you just, and I think that comes from prep because You know, you've got a job, you're going to school, you've got meals, you've got your cardio. So you just completely strip mine your life of all nonsense that doesn't have to do with your goals.
That's true.
Like
well,
you
it's
just
routine. I mean, to be successful at this
you're
endeavor,
like, oh, I
you
just
have
don't
to
have time
be
for TV.
very, you have to be a highly structured, very routine. And I think most of us find this and then stay with it because that's our
Well, it's a pathway to success, not just
Like
in bodybuilding, but
I
in everything.
remember
Business.
3 years of my life. I think it was the first 3 nationals I did, or like, I didn't watch any TV at all.
Yeah.
Like you're just working 2 jobs, training, getting ready for shows. Like didn't do anything. Like, you know, I didn't have a bunch of other stuff going on, and just focusing on what you like to do. And it's what I do now.
So is that a dysfunction or is it not? Honest
Well, to some
question.
people it is, I guess.
Yeah,
to some
it
people
would be.
it's a dysfunction.
And does
'cause
it impact other people around you negatively, much like if, an alcoholic or are you
right. So
functioning
I think with me is I purposely cultivated my life so that it's all about me.
You're not married?
Oh, we're getting married soon, but we're dog parents, right? We don't have kids. That was the plan. So, I understand that there's other things going on with certain people's lifestyles. But yeah, I just think prep teaches you like, oh, that friend I have that's actually just a vampire of energy and it always brings problems to me. I actually don't have time for coffee with them.
Yeah.
Because they're a huge pain in the ass, and I just don't have time for that. So you just stop doing that sort of stuff because you're busy. I'm prepping. I don't know. That's one thing I think can be a positive.
Yeah.
Take that with you.
Yeah,
Skip, you got one for us?
Yeah, I mean, I touched on it a little bit, but I don't know. I guess I've been doing it so long that sometimes I was reminded. My wife isn't here. She's got to stop in to get cash for lashes here shortly, so I got to hurry up. I was reminded 2 days ago, now that prep is done, her words, not mine, that I do things in my time and on my own time schedule, and that I don't factor in other people's.
That hits a
And
little
you know
close to
what?
home.
Here's
That
the
hits a little
truth.
close to home, Skip.
Well, okay, but here's the reason I bring it up, because it isn't to slam my wife. I've been with my wife for 32 years, and she's awesome.
Is that right?
But I had to sit there and not say something, and she's like, "You're not saying anything," and I'm like, "I'm processing it."
I'm just trying to figure out how to tell you how wrong you are.
Yeah, exactly. And I couldn't, because I thought, oh shit, like it kind of hit a little bit, like it hit a nerve.
Yeah.
And I thought, man, there's some truth to this.
Yeah.
And I touched on that towards the end of prep because I realized it. But then I get out of prep and I have to be in that zone. I have to be in my my safe place. And my safe place is routine and structure and things the way that I want them. And to hear that, she never said that before in 32 years. So it kind of did impact me. Because at first I was like in my brain, I was like, bitch, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, you're crazy. And then I'm like, very shortly after that, I was like, oh, crap. And I gotta process this because there's some truth to this. So she's looking for a little bit more balance, a little more selflessness now that we're out of prep. I can't blame her.
Do you say that you're looking for more savings? Maybe we don't need to go do those nails today.
The thing is,
You know
I'm
what I
always
was
a big
thinking?
proponent of those.
I know
types
you
of
are.
things
I'm just
because she's older. But
I'm
yeah,
just
I
saying.
see what you're saying.
My mind would automatically turn around and be like, well, maybe we don't need to do blankety blank. You know, if
Look
that's
at
the
that
game
ring
we're
on
playing.
your finger. Do I not get any bonus points for that anymore? I mean, come on now. Things like that.
I get what you're saying, though.
It is. It's hard. And at the same time, because we've been together for so long, and I don't want to crap on my wife. You know what
You're
I
not.
mean?
No.
I didn't take it that
So
way.
it's me just kind of taking it in and going. Now I do wish she'd be a little more introspective when I bring things up.
I really
and go,
think
maybe he's right.
Yeah.
I promise to be more, selfless if you're more into girls.
Exactly. Well, We're live. But anyway.
I mean, that kind of reminds me of something John said on Meadow said on a podcast years ago, and then he'd always tell a lot of his clients that obviously during a prep situation you got to be selfish. You got to be what you need in that next 10-minute span is what you need: your meal, your cardio, whatever the heck it is. But he said, just tell your spouse, tell your family, hey, I'm going to be a little distant here for the next 3 months or whatever the heck it is. And then, but be like, after this contest prep, we'll go on this trip, or we will spend more time doing X, Y, and Z. And then he said that the flip side is, or the thing you got to do is actually follow through on that.
There you go.
So then there's that give and take for the next one, and the next one, there's not these resentment feelings every time you go into a prep.
Oh, that's my problem.
Because she does understand all of that until I don't make the shift.
Yeah.
Okay. And that's the realization, I didn't make the shift that I publicly acknowledged.
Okay.
So it's fair. I mean, it's fair, you know.
Well, you're still rebounding, you know. There's the
Yeah, I'm not going to say that. I just shut up.
Yeah.
I did. I shut up and I owned it. I just,
Score one for Mrs. Skip.
Yeah, exactly.
Nice. I got a quick question.
What's up?
One of my buddies literally just texted me. He's a non-competitor, but he trains really hard. And for years, his testosterone was like 105, and he was still making progress. Mm-hmm. One of the hardest working dudes in the room. I'm not going to say his name just because I think he has a job that he doesn't want it out there. You guys think it's appropriate and safe for me to run 3 IUs of GH 5 days a week in perpetuity? Just looking for recovery, as I seem to have less aches and nagging injuries since I've been running it. Just want to make sure I'm being smart. Thanks.
I think technically 3 IUs 5 days a week, you could do that forever. It's not going to hurt you. I know
you guys said it.
Yeah,
I did.
Yeah. I know that someone did a post. I can't remember who it was. It was like kind of one of the educators. They did a post the other day. It was, hey, if you're thinking of following, oh, great.
Oh, my wife came in for the money.
They're like, if you're thinking of following, if you're thinking of following the 5-day-a-week GH protocol, here's why it's dumb. And they like broke it up. But it's just from the old days, people trying to save money on those $1,000 kits.
Pretty much.
Right? Because you're buying 128 IUs of Serostem for like $1,500 back in the day and you're just trying to stretch it out.
Yeah.
That's, I just, for some reason, I found that funny. Sorry. I was trying to get Scott to laugh too, but he fights it better than I do.
yeah, he does.
I remember
a
few, like, this is the different trends that we see in bodybuilding. You guys remember like a decade ago, everybody stopped doing the 5 days on, 2 days off because they wanted, you got to do it every other day. It's got to be every other day. Mm-hmm. Otherwise, your insulin sensitivity is going to go. Do you remember that, Skip?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
In fact, it was stated more than a few times on our own podcast, if I'm being honest. And I backed it. I did.
Wasn't there a trend for a little while of doing like 2 massive bolus doses a week, like similar to how they try to dose it for, kids with that are underdeveloped?
Well, I remember talking to guys back in the day who were like from like England hookup, guys that I knew that knew people from England, and how it used to be. And they were like, Dorian takes his GH like 3 or 4 days a week. That's it. But he takes big shots.
Yeah.
And he said that's how they give it to kids. And that was like the lore that was floating around.
Yeah.
I'm taking my 20 units of GH all wrong. I need to divide it up into 2 10-unit shots instead of 4 5-unit shots.
Yeah. Then come to find out, it just came down to whether you respond to it or not. All the minutia kind of doesn't matter.
Well, and if you're taking enough.
True.
But it's like, that worked, and this works, and the stuff
it also helps
doing
to
now
be
works.
Dorian.
Yeah, and
it
being
also
Dorian
helps to just train like him at that time and eat all that food. And it's just like, you know what I mean? It's dumb. Well, it's not dumb. It's just not optimal. But Dorian also had no money.
Yeah.
Like people forget, like he was poor. Like that Jim never made money ever once.
How long ago was that?
They were like selling gear to pay the bills at that gym the whole friggin' time. Like I know a lot about Temple because my buddy Dino was like really good friends with Dorian. And like that was all like the whole time Dorian was Mr. Olympia, there was just, it was crazy, like all the guys in there are hardcore, man. And it's just, Crazy
one
time.
of the four of us is going to be sued for libel.
Yeah.
It ain't going to be me.
Well, it probably too, because Dorian was still in that cusp of before the big contracts, in the 90s, like really, like the muscle packs.
It was all just a cult. The cult following.
Like you
hardly
really
anyone
just
was
did
doing
it. You did it because you wanted to be Mr. Olympia. You loved it that much.
Yeah, it's
Funny
crazy
when
time.
did any of you guys start because you wanted to be different than everybody else? And then at the end of like I'm closing in on crossing the finish line, having the tape on my chest, and everybody else is everybody else. Like everybody does it. It's not.
It is
that
true.
Subculture. It's not that weird thing anymore. Everybody. I mean, it is in the sense that the extremism of it. That
so you're
is
saying
still subculture-ish, but
were we drawn to it because it was an exclusive club for a while, for a long
exactly.
time? Yeah,
I know I was.
Yeah, no, I definitely was.
That was a whole thing that attracted me as a kid.
Sure.
Yeah, like you stood out if you're a bodybuilder.
Like
you're
I
one
don't
of
know
only
if
a
I would have
few.
been interested in it now.
Right.
Yeah.
That's what I loved walking around with my little can of tuna fish in high school, sitting down and eating 2 plain baked potatoes, and I just think to myself, I really loved it. I wanted nothing to do with nothing that wasn't bodybuilding related, but I very clearly in retrospect wanted that attention. And then these days I abhor it. Like I go somewhere with my wife and I'm meeting her coworkers and executive people, and I'm like, as soon as they ask me what I do, I tell them I write. Yeah. I'm not lying, but I write. I'm not going to bring up anything meatheadish because I know where the conversation is. 2 things.
Oh,
my
nephew
conversation
competes.
is going.
My nephew competes.
Yeah. Or,
he's way better than you. I can tell he looks way bigger than you.
My arms were this big, 6 months ago. Or they're going to think, he's a trainer at Bally's. Apparently his wife is his sugar mama.
Wait, what's Bally's? What's Bally's, Skip?
Bally's?
Bally's still a thing?
I almost fell for it, too. I was like, oh.
How long was Bally's around for?
I think it's still the name of the parent company. I think it is still the name of the parent that owns Golds, honestly.
Really?
Is that right?
Oh.
Hold on, let me look it up while we're talking here.
Yeah, I thought they went
a lot
under.
of people are going, what is Bally's?
Yeah.
That is. I dated myself with that one. Without
At least you didn't say Vic Tanny.
Garanda's gym, yeah. God dang, that's bad.
So in 1999, the gym chain Bally Total Fitness did acquire Gold's Gym.
No kidding.
Yeah, but then they went under, and now they were bought in 2020 by a German-based fitness company called RSG Group.
Oh, yes.
Okay.
I remember seeing that, and we didn't have Gold's Gym where I was, right? So I'm like, I just can't wait to go to a Gold's Gym someday. It's going to be so hardcore. It's going to be heaven. There's going to be real weights and, tons of hack squats. And then I read, like, I think I was working at a GNC or something back then, and I read in one of the muscle magazines that Bally's buys Gold's, and I'm like, I don't want to go to Gold's. Like, Bally's is like a pussy fucking health club company.
It's like Planet Fitness buying Gold's or something.
Like, they give you towels when you walk in. Like, I don't want that shit.
Yep.
I worked at Bally's for about 4 weeks.
Oh, really?
Yeah, maybe it was a little bit longer. It was 2 months. I was like, I want to do something in the fitness world, and I got my training certificate and started working for them. And then they paid for me to go to these classes so that I could like upgrade my training and like become like a level 2 trainer, level 3 trainer, all this stuff. But I couldn't get into it. It felt like very scammy to me, the way the charging system worked, and how much money I made as a coach, as a trainer. And I didn't really stick with it, but it was an interesting few months experience.
The levels that you were at had nothing to do with your experience or knowledge. It just had to do with how many people could you sign and get to repay every month. It was like, how many sessions could you book? And then, now he's a level 3 trainer. Oh, now he's a master trainer because he's pulling 40 sessions a week now.
Yeah.
You know that?
Where you're getting 17 an hour and they're getting like 38.
Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It's like, this is fair.
Yep.
I remember there was one guy that had it just wired, though. He was like this little African-American guy, decent shape. And I can't remember his name, but it was something unique, like Sergio, we'll say. All right. Mm-hmm. And he ran 2 classes per week at our Bally's. And then he ran 2 classes per week at another Bally's. And these classes were all like I don't know what it was, but it was like a fitness class where like 20 people could sign up. And about 15 minutes before the class, all these hot moms would come in. And they'd all start gathering around, and, is Sergio here yet? Where's Sergio at?
Oh, man.
And, dude, he would pack that class with 20 people, each paying the full cost of that, you know, training session, right? And then he'd do that again on Thursday, and then he'd go over to the other two gyms, the other gym, and do it 2 times over there. And these women were just like, "Oh my God, it's Sergio!"
I bet his real name was Frank. Like, he probably changed his name to sound more exotic.
Yeah,
and, you know.
Right,
Exactly.
but he had like the pizzazz, you know what I mean?
yeah,
Like you
yeah.
can picture him pulling up in a,
Nice
in a
hair.
convertible, and I can't even remember now, but probably, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I bet he had good hair.
Yeah,
Go with your strengths. Mom always said, "Go with your strengths."
yeah.
He was probably gay.
Yeah.
Because
Probably.
middle-aged women, they just are just like a gay dude, especially a good-looking, well-dressed gay dude. They're like magnets. They just like attract each other, and the gay guys do like.
Oh, what did I
gay
miss?
men do like that middle.
Skip's preference.
We're talking about Bally's. His
Still
job.
talking about Bally's. I went and took a parcel delivery.
But it's just magnet. It's, I don't know.
No, I think you're right. Because I recall when I was working at a health club, and there was a guy so similar to what Scott's saying. I don't even remember the name. Maybe like Fabricio or something.
Right,
like
exactly. That might have been the same guy,
But
actually.
let me tell you what this guy did, okay? Because he did the same thing. He ran women's classes, and then I was only there for like a year and a half when he was there, and he was a master trainer because he could sell any of the soccer moms. But I remember he had saved up enough money. He was moving down to Miami to open a women's shoe store. And that was the next segue of his life. So
Yeah, anybody into women's shoes? You know, they're kind of weird. You know, they're kind of
big on women.
you like them
are?
on feet. You like them on feet, though.
I'm kidding, Skip. We knew that.
People accuse me of that all the time, like I have some kind of fetish with feet, but I don't. I just notice when women have nice shoes. It just says something about the woman that they pay attention to something that most.
No, they got a wealthy husband. That's what it says.
True. Maybe they're single. I don't know.
Bro. Nah.
I know my wife would not have the nice shoes that she has if she didn't have me, because she says all the time that those things don't matter to her. But I'm living vicariously through her because she has a real job. And it's like I say it all the time, but these guys over here behind me, straight across the top level of this building behind me is Goldman Sachs. And I see these walk out for lunch in $6,000, $8,000 suits. They're 2 years out of college, and I got to be careful how I say this or how I know, but they make a ton of money. This one's odd. Okay, hold the top collar. Never have I. Oh, you got to hold it in the back.
What do we got going on
What's
here?
doing? What's going on?
I have no idea.
You're not going to be on camera. Hold on a second. I got to get my wife.
Your wife doesn't want to be on camera. Okay. I got you.
Is he doing up a bra? What's he doing?
Yeah.
That's what I feel like is happening here.
Giving her an injection. Giving her an injection.
Zip her dress.
Oh.
She has to go out, so she wants to get changed. Anyway, sometimes in the she's gonna
Scott's like making a mark here.
sometimes in the morning,
there.
if she can't zip it up, she will wait till she gets to the office. We're on the 22nd floor. She's got to go to the second floor, and she'll have one of her employees zip up her dress for her. That's how bad it is. Versus waking me up. So I can appreciate
God.
that. Anyway,
All
I'll hear
right.
about that one later, I'm sure.
On your foot thing, though, on the shoe, Skip, there is a site called Only Feet that you might be interested in. And no lie,
it's
no
called?
lie.
Oh, you're
no
serious?
lie. No lie.
That's-
I've got a client
that's funny.
who, when we get done training, well, I'm going to give too much away, but when she's done training, she has someone hold the camera and make a video of her taking her shoes off and pulling the socks off. And she sends those out to people and makes money off that
I
shit.
know it's a thing. I've heard about it because I get people who say that to me all the time. Oh, you got a foot fetish. You know, there's websites for that. I'm like, it's the shoes. I swear it's the shoes. I'd own it. If I did, I'd be like, oh,
I believe you, actually. I believe you.
Those are hot feet.
Dude, imagine that would be the best fetish to have.
You guys sound like Tarantino.
You know what's incredible is this whole episode has been like just one kind of semi-off topic thing.
Yeah, it's all
we
tangents.
we have this is the episode of all tangents, but we have 31 people watching, which for the live channel isn't pretty damn good. So
There you go.
It's like ask the question, answer everything except the question.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Terrible.
Make them leave wanting more. I couldn't get it out.
There's wisdom in there somewhere, I
Yes.
guess.
hey, I do have a kind of a surprise for a guy that I work with, Dallas. All right, and his dad said, you know, Dallas would absolutely love for you guys to do a physique critique for him on BSG. So I was like, you know what, man, let's freaking make that happen. So Dallas has been training for, I mean, he's consistent. He's got a great home gym. God, I want to say, I don't even know how long he's been training, but he's a pretty young guy though. He had done one show as a teenager, and now his goal is to grow as much size as he can before he gets back on stage. Right now we're holding at about like, I think 212 as of last week. And we're really working hard on training. But what we want to do here, I just want to see what you guys have to say. What would you say he needs to work on the most?
Do you want me to start, or do you want me to leave me to trash him, as the fourth?
You go first because you'll be the meanest.
Yeah, you go first.
Where's
So we
it?
can,
Oh,
we
we
can
got
sound
a
like
photo.
a nice-
Probably
Okay, here he
should
is.
be that guy. Like for all
Yeah.
future assessments, I'm going to be the guy that just trashes everybody with a straight face.
You don't have
What's
to.
his age?
Yeah.
He's about
What's his age?
20,
Oh, he's good.
21, 20? Yeah.
Yeah.
Look better
Okay.
than I did at 21.
Oh, there's more than one picture this time.
That
Okay,
helps.
that's nice. Thank you, Scott.
Yeah.
I appreciate that.
Yeah. I see where you're going with that, Skip. Actually, I got a back shot here all the way this way. There we go.
Now I'm gonna give him some advice right off the bat. We got to work
Yeah.
on your progress pics, my friend, because the lighting behind you.
Yeah, you got to make that bed.
Yeah.
backwards.
I'm not gonna pick apart his room. His room's way
I've
cleaner than
totally
I was
teased
when
him.
I was his
I've
age.
totally teased
But no. So, but if you want to get likes on Instagram, change the lighting source because you got a good physique, man. I definitely think you got a future in bodybuilding. Does he have any posing pics, like in the front double, rear double?
No, we don't. Not right now. Not that I could easily access. I just had
Yeah,
the
he's standing in the worst spot. Like if he just stepped forward,
Yeah,
he'd be
Yes.
in
Yeah.
line.
That's what I'm
Yeah.
getting at.
Yeah.
That's what I'm getting at.
Yeah.
But overall, I think he's got good muscular development for a 20-year-old. He looks like he's got a nice wide shoulders to a small waist.
Yeah, he's got a good taper.
He's got a good taper. He's got like a blank canvas that you're like, I can see what another 20 pounds of muscle is going to look like, and it's going to look good. So,
Yeah. So the blank canvas is a very good analogy. Like it's like, looking at a guy, and being able to just go, oh, everything's in the right spot.
yep.
Like you don't have a bunch of problems handed to you. Like,
Just
you know what I
grow.
mean?
Yeah,
You know what I
look,
mean?
You can't hesitate, Ron. I learned this the hard
No,
way.
but you know what I mean? Like that's the best way. Like there's
I
nothing
agree
wrong
with
with
you.
your physique. You should be able to just develop a nice bodybuilding physique. Yeah.
yeah.
I mean, I see it and I just go, no glaring weaknesses. You're too young usually to have glaring
Already got
weaknesses
big
anyway.
pecs.
It's like, okay, this is an easy one. Just put on size everywhere like you are, because there's nothing at this point at this early stage that is a glaring weakness. It is hard with that lighting, but still.
Good
Okay,
balance.
let me be. Let's go hypercritical. I'm cap the shoulders, because I'm getting. I mean, the shoulder to waist ratio. I mean, he's not terribly wide from a clavicle standpoint, right?
It's pretty good,
but there's
though.
no glaring. There's nothing that stands out that makes me go, you suck. Like the other guy I critiqued like a month ago.
Right.
I got an idea for another show. We should
And I'm
all
kidding before
come back
everybody
on
jumps me.
and post our 20-year-old pictures when we were starting bodybuilding.
Yeah,
we could pick
absolutely.
each other apart.
Oh, that would be that.
That'd be
I
kind of
think
fun.
That's a good idea.
That'd be fun, actually.
Yeah.
So, Ron, you got to come back for that one, by the way, because actually, no, you can't, because you were freaking good back then. What am I talking about?
Yeah.
Well, it's still pretty fresh though. You could hack him to bits, I'm sure.
We'll keep him out.
So I'll tell you guys what, Dallas is, he had like no upper body as of a year ago. Like this is all that upper body. He only had legs. Like
Was he an athlete?
He's one of those guys that loved training legs, pushed them really hard, but then when it came to upper body, didn't have that same level of.
You know what? You know where that comes from? And because I got that same story for myself when we'd go to the gym with my buddies, when you're 14, 15, 16 or whatever.
Yeah.
And I had buddies that, I had these long, lanky ass arms, right? So everyone's doing the bench press. And my bench press was par, like I could hit 225 for 3 at like 15 or 16 years of age, right?
Yeah.
Where some of these guys could hit like for a set of 6 to 8. So I told myself, okay, that's your game. I'm going to be good at legs. And I made sure I was damn good at squatting. And I was squatting 405 at 16 for sets of 10 to 12. So I think by necessity, maybe that was kind of his calling. He's like, okay, maybe I got some buddies that are stronger. They can do better pull-ups. They can do more benching. I'm going to make sure I can out squat them and out leg press them. And I mean, he's got a decent set of quads already. So
yeah,
I think just keep growing everywhere. Keep doing your thing, man.
Yeah, I think he looks good. He looks like he's training hard, and he looks like he's training legs, and you know,
he's learned to
got plenty of pecs already. That's one thing.
Yeah, he's learned to push chest and back with that same level of intensity. I just have to watch him because we're trying to use good technique. And what's
you're coaching him.
Yeah,
you're coaching him.
Yes.
I'm sorry. I thought you were coaching his father. I didn't pick up on that.
I did. I used to coach his father. And I'm not. No, and I wanted to hear what you guys had to say. You know, and I'm completely with you on the photos, though. I feel like for where he's at, I can read these pictures. You guys can't hear me?
You're a little in and out.
Okay, I thought I was the only one. That's why I waited to see if anybody was.
Can you hear me? It says trying to reconnect. I can't make out what he's saying.
Now we're good.
All right. It says trying to reconnect. There we go. I'm back. Yeah, no, I helped him.
I think you're reconnected now. Yeah.
You guys can hear me all right?
Yeah, you're good.
All right. Yeah, I helped him for a show. God, it had to be over a year ago now. And since then, now the goal has been to just grow. And I'm with you guys on the lighting quality, but at the same time, I feel like, you know what, I can read these pictures good enough that it hasn't been an issue for me. So that hasn't been a big complaint for me. But when it comes to like getting ready for a contest, I want to see some better quality. The main thing with him is that I can only put so much on him so fast because he will get fat. Like, and we found that like it's easy to get him, like he's 212 right now. We could push him really hard to 220 in the next 6 weeks, but it's not going to be pretty. And when he dieted down, he had to be like hard keto in order to get in shape. Like in order to get the lines in his legs, like he's going to have to do keto again. So I'm trying to ride that line of let's use strength to put on as much mass as you can versus, you know, use the food to support that. The food itself is not going to be the direct driver in this case. Right. You know what I mean?
Right.
Well, I think there's something like, I think we're a lot smarter now. There's no more, I'm going to get huge after the show and just blow up and use the scale as your common denominator. I mean, when people come to me and say that, I just want to get huge with you, but I know you got a plan, but I have a really hard time with carbs. I get fat really easy. It's like, I'm not the guy that's going to get you huge then. We're going to be doing, you know, bikini girl jumps in terms of calories week to week here and there. So, no, I think he looks awesome.
Yeah, he's coming along. And like I said, he was all legs in the past. But the main thing I'll see with him, because I'll have him send me my his training, is, and we just went over this again, he's getting strong. But then because he is young, I'll see like that rep range starts to get a little bit short. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because he's still progressing. I mean, he's pushing like the 90, he's pushing the 100-pound dumbbells, but, you know, on dumbbell press. But sometimes that range gets a little bit short.
I got him for 3.
Yeah, no, he's doing better than that. But,
I did it.
Right.
Yeah.
We always get the eager young guys. The eager young guys will always say, you get a couple of eager young guys will send you a video of like, you know, they're doing something, you know, the 120-pound dumbbells for 4. I got 4 good ones.
And they look like this.
Yeah. But do they say it like this? 4 for reps today, coach, or 120s for reps today? And you're like, 1, 2.5.
Yeah.
Okay, I guess we can maybe say 3 there, you know?
Yeah. So thankfully he's better than that, you know? It's like at his level, at his age, I mean, I feel like I'm excited for him because, I mean, realistically, I wasn't training like that, you know what I mean, at 20 years old. So he knows how to do like a good rest pause and keep it in the muscle already, you know? So he's got something ahead of him, I think.
Nice.
Yeah.
Can you guys still dumbbell press?
Yeah.
Like an appreciable amount of weight that like you wouldn't be scared to like have posted on YouTube or something?
I don't think anybody wants to see my sets
nowadays. Not the numbers that I was
but...
doing years ago, but
no,
I saw an old video on YouTube of me just banging out 130s like they were nothing. I'm like, wow, I used to move those a lot more fluid than I do now. If I picked the 130s now, I'd be like, this is really heavy. Do you guys notice that as you get older too? I was thinking about that when we were talking about age earlier with training. The same weight, just even though you're moving them, and you might even get 12 or 14 reps, it's just like by the 4th rep, you're like, God, this is heavy. Like, how is this even moving?
I can't get them into place anymore. I can't get,
it's
like,
a
my
very
grip
laborious
sucks.
task getting them from the
Used to
rack
just be like, grab
to
them off the
bench.
rack, sit
Yeah.
down, and whip them up and just start racking them out.
Yep.
And now it's like, hey, can you watch me while I'm putting this dumbbell up and make sure I don't drop it on my face?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
We still occasionally do flat or incline dumbbell presses, like third on chest day.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah. That's the third now instead of first, right?
Yeah, I mean, we might do them third. If we train at Braden's house, sometimes we'll do them second. You know, and I think I use maybe like heavy would be like 110s.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
I might just use 100s. I try to stay around the 100s. You know, I want to be decent. I want to still be able to press 100s.
Yeah.
You know,
Whereas in
Braden's
your
got,
peak,
like,
you were probably like 160s, 170s.
Yeah, I remember the gym I trained at in Edmonton had they said 160 on them, but that didn't include the handle.
Yep.
So they were like 168, 168s or 167s in reality. And I used to do those on the incline. Like, that was a big goal of mine, was to do them on the incline for like a solid set, you know, like get 8 to 10 reps on the incline with those. That was like my very, very strongest.
Yep.
And that was an incline of probably 45 degrees back in the day.
I think that chair was like the standard, like 35.
Yeah.
35 incline.
Not the 15% or whatever.
No, it was like normal incline. And I would kick them both up. Like, I'd put them on, I put one on my knee and have the other one handed to me, and then I'd kick them both up.
Yep.
Yeah. I had good kick up skill.
I remember, and this is how quickly it can go away. And it's really the joint integrity for me. But I remember 2 weeks, not even, like maybe 8 days before I went to the Masters Nationals in 2021. I got a video and it's on my Instagram of me with the 160s, and just like you said, Ron, it doesn't count the
handle.
The handle, but I also I took these orange Elite FTS bands and I dangled and I put 2 10s on each side, and so I bought them up to 180 plus, and I repped out like 10 to 12 of those fuckers. Now, halo testing works, people. It's a halo testing's a powerful drug, and but I'm looking. Sometimes I go back and watch that video, and I'm like, I'm only like 4 or 5 years removed from that. Like, where did it go? Like, I wouldn't imagine even kicking that dumbbell across the gym versus trying to pick it up at this point, you know?
That's what Victoria reminds me of, though, because if I start quoting numbers that I used to do compared to what I'm doing now, she's like, well, you were using more gear. Like, you've been on like basically TRT for the last 5 years. So, you know, there is that difference too.
Yeah, but it's like legs. Like my hack squat, I can do the same thing I was doing 5, 10 years ago, you know?
Yeah.
Leg press, same thing. Leg extensions, leg curls, all that stuff is about the same. Rows, about the same. It's pressing strength, and well, I don't know about you guys, but I haven't touched a barbell in probably 2 years. Like,
I can't use a straight, like, I can't have a straight grip for anything. I need to have like a little bit of a, you know what I mean? And even when I use the Smith for incline, I kind of put my hands in it like a little bit.
Yeah.
You know, Smith is a little more forgiving, right?
100%.
Ron, are you still considering doing stem cells?
Well, yeah. I mean, I'm going to get a hip replacement as my primary thing I'm trying to get done here.
Okay.
But I mean, I think stem cells are going to get a lot more accessible and a lot cheaper very rapidly in the next year or two.
I could see that.
We're on the curve of like a bunch of legislation being changed, especially in the States there. You guys had George Bush who set you guys up. Wasn't it Bush who set you guys like in like the no stem cell zone because of the religious element? They didn't want
No, he's 100% right about that. He signed a bill, or he vetoed a bill, and quashed it.
Because the really good stem cells is linked to like umbilical. I don't know how it all works, but I know that's the best stem cells. That's why they can't do them in the States. Mm-hmm. And that's why you have to go overseas to get them done. But I think all that's gonna get everyone has to be doing stem cells.
So they do umbilical stem cells in the U.S., but last I heard they weren't allowed to expand them.
Yeah,
so like,
that was the thing.
What
it's
you
something
got,
about that.
Yeah, what the number were or what you got versus like if you go to Panama, they'll pull the blood from you. They'll pull the stem cells from you. And then you sit on the beach for a few days while they expand the cells, and then they pump them all back into you. So they basically like culture them in a petri dish, grow them, multiply them, and then put your own stem cells back in. But from what I understand, that thing that passed is for Florida. That like Florida's like, You're allowed to do things that are not approved stem cell wise. You are allowed to now do in Florida. So I bet you're right, man, that it's going to become a lot more accessible, like at least 5 years, you know?
Yeah. Also, I mean, we all see this already. We see the sputterings of it inside the bodybuilding world for the last 10 years with like TRT clinics and, you know, assign your own, I want to pick my own blood work markers, like what you guys are doing now. You guys have your clinics down there where you're like, I want my, you know, I want this checked and I want my ApoB checked and I want my, you know,
5 different inflammation.
Checked.
5 different inflammation markers.
Like stuff that no doctor would do because you're not in any categories that require it, right? Like they just, what do you mean?
I think it's because doctors don't even know. The general physician has no idea what you're talking about. You know,
but
like,
if they do it and there's something off, then they are responsible for it. You know what I'm saying? Be like, oh well, this marker was off and your doctor didn't say anything. Now it's a lawsuit. You know.
Well, then you should up your game as a doctor. As coaches, we're constantly having to up our game and our knowledge, and we're not even held to ethics standards, you know?
Yeah, right?
Yeah, yeah. Oh, here's someone, Ryan in the comments seems to know his 2001 federal policy. He's talking about how there was something about, and then Jeb Bush opposed the state, something about Florida. So he knows his shit. But
funding
embryonic
stem
cell
research. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
I think
we're all
to
good
take it on
for stem
maybe
cells.
the angle they were looking at. I don't know if this was mentioned, but I'm just thinking out loud here because we all see, I don't know if you guys have seen the videos of aborted fetuses going to research centers and then the push for Planned Parenthood to encourage more abortions because they're making money off this kind of stuff. Right. I'm wondering if it's also the push to people that are pro-life, you know, of which I am, and not wanting to see people make decisions based off finances that, I'm going to get paid to have this abortion, possibly. Right. And then you're going to turn around and sell these parts, these human parts for research and development. Right. I can get that, you know.
Yeah.
I think eventually we're going to get to the point where we can grow this stuff in a dish and just manufacture it like carbon.
Exactly. That'll be the leap, is when it's just the stem cells are just as good and they're just made.
Yep.
Like, how do you guys feel about the lab grown meat?
I'm not going to do it, man.
Yeah,
I don't trust the government or the people making it.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
You're like, I've been on it for 3 weeks.
Yeah. I just think I just see it as amino acids. That's all it is. They're just arranged in an order, and I'd consume them no problem. And I think it would solve world hunger and send us to Mars.
Well, and it is clear that we do not have. I mean, you know, I'm not, you know, vegan and vegetarian and all that, but I have no problem with it if people have that for ethical reasons.
Right.
Because if everybody were eating beef, everybody were eating meat, it's not sustainable. I mean, it's pretty obvious that it can't happen.
I think we need it.
Right.
And I think also, too, like, you know, I mean, I don't want animals to suffer, you know.
True.
Like, I always feel better.
I want to eat them, but I don't want them to suffer. I'm with you
so, like,
there.
you know, when I got a hunter friend and he'll give me some, like, elk. Yeah. And I always think, I do feel a little bit better about eating this elk than I do
lived a good
about
life.
commercially.
Because your friend probably was nice before he killed him.
Well, it's just...
No, I mean, what I'm doing is I'm being sarcastic because the other side will see it that way. And when I say the other side, the older I get, I do think, I'm like, if there were an alternative that was exactly the same.
Right, but didn't involve anything suffering.
Right. I'd be like, okay, I'm down. But until then, we have the food chain.
Right.
And I'm at the top. Sorry.
While we're on that note, while we're talking about that, do you guys ever wonder, like, why does protein taste a certain way but carbs taste so good? Like, why couldn't it have been the other way around?
Yeah. God has some really weird rules. It's kind of like the training. Why not just the more you train and the harder you train, the bigger you get?
Right.
Why not just do that?
No,
you have to make it nuanced, and you have to dig into we have to find balance and all that type of crap. Yeah, God's a real funny guy, isn't he? Har. Or how about this one? Great physique up here. What the hell's going on? Is he laughing, or someone who's really attractive with a messed up physique? Like he's like, oh, let him mess with this. Let him deal with this for a while. Like, what did I do in a past life to have a face like this? I don't know.
You specifically? I have no idea.
Who are you talking about? Who are we talking about?
Who knows? I don't know.
Name names.
I told you it's tangents today.
Yeah, I'm with you. I'm messing with you.
Okay.
All right. I guess that's a podcast.
We didn't answer a single question straight on.
Yeah, no, we didn't. Yeah, we'll leave it at that. I think that was good. Ron, what did you think? This is like totally off topic.
Yeah, I don't know. I got hit by a car at some point during that podcast. I don't remember much. I just blanked out. I'm happy to be here, though. I like talking to you guys.
It's fun.
Talking to you too.
You know, I would have liked to have contribute more since I was under so much pressure to deliver, and then I was like kind of like throwing shitty passes for I don't know.
The whole episode was a shitty pass, though. That's okay.
Yeah, I didn't even get put on the field.
It was the fumblerooski that didn't make it to the end zone. Okay.
Like Ron wasn't any good today. Well, did you play him? Well, no.
Everybody, you can rate Ron's performance in the comments.
Yeah, pretty
for us,
lame.
okay?
Pretty lame. 5, maybe a 5.
You can rate all of us.
Oh, we can't hear Skip. What's going on? He's talking?
He hit his button again.
Is he talking to his wife? He doesn't want us to hear?
No, I coughed. When I went to click it, I didn't click it back on. Sorry about that.
Okay, well, good, because
Scott,
you
I
would
was just
interrupt
saying,
me.
Yeah, exactly. Can't cut you off. When you get done with a show and you're like, oh, yeah, this is going to be a banger. And then it goes, and it's just mediocre. And then other times you go, oh, yeah, we've really messed this up. It's like,
yeah. Like I said, we had 26 people still. So 4 people left. We had 30 people earlier on the live stream. And by the way, guys, this is on the live channel. Most people aren't subscribed to it. I want to eventually get this channel monetized one day. That would be cool.
Yeah.
So you're firing us?
yeah, basically.
So monetize? Oh, because the show didn't
work
go
here.
good? No, I take the blame. I take all the blame. I take all the blame. Guys, we appreciate you tuning in, though, nonetheless. And we'll be back to redeem all of ourselves in future episodes. Thank you for tuning in. And
I'm not getting a third chance. I can smell it already.
Question, are you still watching? You at home? I'm curious. I'm curious to know if you guys are still here. Of course, go to bodyberry.com to reach out to Andrew, teamskip.com to reach out to Skip. You can hit up Big Ron Partlow at where? How do they get a hold of you?
Me?
Yeah. You got a
Rep
website,
3.
don't you?
Well, they can go to bigronpartlow.com if they want to get a hold of me that way. That'd be great.
All right. Yeah,
hit
do
me
that.
up on bigronpartlow.com and hit me up Rep300 on Instagram. Yeah.
All right. We'll put all that will be below. And, of course, hit me up, mcnallydiets at gmail.com. Yes.
I love how Ray here on the side, wow, you couldn't answer my question.
We didn't. Ray, we didn't answer any questions, but we are going to do another episode. So
are you a
Maybe we'll
Patreon
answer
member,
some
Ray?
questions for that one.
Yeah.
I'm like, didn't see a question. I'm sorry.
I didn't see it either.
Okay.
But we'll be scrolling back through them. Anyway, guys, we appreciate you tuning in. And thank you to TrueNutrition.com. Use our code THINK, supplementsource.ca. And sorry, Patreon people, we did get through one of your questions. We've got a bunch more, which we will tackle on the next show. For another episode of Blood, Sweat, and Gear, we will see you soon. But we're not going anywhere to live stream, people. We have a second show to do. Thank you, Ron. We appreciate your time. And we're sorry to waste yours.
See you never, Ryan.
They forget, yeah. See you guys.
Hey, Ron, don't call us, but we'll call you.
Yeah, just wait for, we'll get a hold of you. Okay, see you guys.
See you, man.
Later, man.
See you, buddy.
Dom, we're not going anywhere. We got another show to do here.
Funny.